Hey! Hello! Welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, the heatwave is still reigning supreme here in the UK, so I have something cooling here to drink during this Friday. Yes, it's Friday again, and time for yet another Friday Crescendo.
Cheers. Skål.
Take it away, Danny.
Friday night's gonna be alright, it's gonna be right, it's gonna be alright now, baby. Friday night.
Yes, Friday night finally here, the gateway into the weekend, and this is yet another installment in my new series that I choose to call Friday Crescendo, because it is the high point of the week in my opinion, Friday. And especially Friday nights. And I'm going to continue something that I started last week, and that is cooling music for warm days or summer days. Call it what you want. And trust me, if you find this boring, I can assure you this is the last one. It's just that I had so many records that I want to talk about when it came to the cooling music for warm days and all of that. So I just had to divide it into 2 episodes. So I got a bunch of records here today, both new and old, that I believe would get you into that summer feeling. And they also have a very cooling effect, trust me. And why not start out with a real classic when it comes to summer records. This is Rigera and Vamos a la Playa.
Vamos a la playa. Oh, 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 oh.
This is actually an Italian duo, and they released this record in 1983, and it became the summer anthem of that year, and I believe for so many other summers as well, because there are so many people still discovering Rigera and Vamos a la Playa. Very catchy, poppy tune, perfect for the summer, and it's all about let's go to the beach. Yeah, so it might not be as cooling as I wanted really, but it does give you that summery feeling. And yeah, like I said, what a catchy tune. It's one of those really good earworms in my opinion. And then from something old to something new. Brand new, actually. This is a compilation, can we call it album, or perhaps just an EP? There's 5 tracks from 5 different artists on this one, and it's all from Running Back Records. It's called One Swallow Doesn't Make a Summer. Very fitting title. Part 8. So that means there's even more greatness to get your hands on from this label. I first heard of this one last week when my dear friend Tim did an episode on some upcoming techno and house records. And by the way, Tim's channel is worth checking out if you love listening to people talking about music, just like me. Link down in the description. Yeah, so among all those records that he did, I picked up this one this week and a couple of others that we're also going to have a look at. The standout track from this one, I would say, is Morphina's Venus Underworld, which is a great atmospheric track. This is a collection of in-between house techno, and I would say the Morphina track here is more akin to what Biosphere did, Geir Jensen, in the 90s under the name Biosphere. Ambient techno, or most of the times just ambient tracks, but it's that kind of feeling it gives me. And I do think some of the sounds are very reminiscent of the sounds he used on some of his tracks in the early 90s. So it gives me that nice flashback to early ambient techno, really, that track. Such a great one. Highly recommend this one if you're into some house, techno, or everything in between. There's some Balearic influences on this, and like I said, some ambient influences as well. They just create a great atmosphere, each and every track on this one. From Running Back Records, One Swallow Doesn't Make a Summer, Part 8. And from the ambient techno of Morphina, we're now moving into the discotheque. Yes, perhaps not as cooling, but still cool. if you know what I mean. Well, at least I think so. A couple of months ago, I picked up this compilation, as you can see, called Cosmic Discotheque Volume 6, and it blew me away, really. And no, I'm not talking about the artwork here. Yeah, let's forget about that. But otherwise, the content of this one is just so great. Love myself some 70s disco, and this is jam-packed of it. It's actually jam-packed with pretty rare 7-inch singles that was released at the time, ranging from actually 1973 to 1978, I think the latest one is on here, and there's even one with a question mark down here because they couldn't really pinpoint what year it was. But hey, it's tracks that I wasn't familiar with before, but wow, it's some great disco tracks, really. And that got me looking for more, and more I got this week in the form of this one. I believe, because it's not from the same label, but they are called Cosmic Discotheque, and this one doesn't have a volume on it, so I believe this is the first one. Yeah, I'm going to collect the rest of them for sure. And yeah, I would say the artwork is better on this one than on volume 6 for sure. But just like the other one, filled of rare tracks, and I was in heaven when I was listening to this one. Really good disco funk tracks from back in the 70s, and this one, like the other one, spans from 1973 to 1978. And I would say the one that really blew me away is the one by Pharaoh, Ramses Part 1.
Open the door. Open the door. I'm coming. I'm coming!
I have to say, I heard some psychedelic tracks throughout the years, but a psychedelic disco track is not that common, at least in my book. But Pharaoh with Ramses Part 1, it is a weird one. It is weird, it's bit psychedelic, and I love it. I'm mesmerized by it. But I do have to say, each and every track here has its own quality. I love them all. Andrew Brasio's Saturnus, for example, and the Mystic Moods Cosmic Sea from 1973. I mean, an early example of something that wasn't really common back in 1973, not that this combination of things at all. It alludes to disco when disco wasn't really a thing, I think, in 1973. Yeah, it's filled to the brim with some rare 7-inch cuts from the world of disco and psychedelia, and then some. Highly recommend this if you're in the mood for some dancing this summer. Some cool stuff, for sure. And we're going to stay, well, I was about to say in the 70s. This is actually 1980, and this is one of the records that dropped in my mailbox this week as well. This is Phase 7, a group that I never heard of before, but once again, and I am not promoted, I bought these from Juno Records, which has an excellent function where you can pre-listen to all the tracks of the records that you're looking at. And this logo just caught my eye because it's of course 7-Up they are alluding to here with Phase 7. So I just put it on because it said funk soul, so I was like, yeah, could be good. And it was really good. I listened to 3 or 4 tracks on it, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to order it. And it was actually on a sale as well, so even better. And it turns out that this Phase 7 was a bunch of guys, and they're all depicted down here, from Hawaii. And they are some seriously talented musicians, I have to say. They do deliver the funk, they do deliver the soul, and then some. It is a great record, and something that is really cooling for sure on a warm summer day. And there is also some liner notes here. I wish there were more when it comes to the liner notes on this one, because I want to know more about this band. But it does say how good of a live band they were, for example, and we do get I think there's 2 live tracks on this one, and as it says in the liner note, they just had to include it on the album when it was released in 1980, just because to showcase how good they actually were live. They were good in the studio, and they were even better live, actually. So yeah, this is Phase 7, a reissue of the 1980 album called Playtime, and fittingly enough, because of the logo with 7-Up, it does come on transparent green vinyl. It does look a bit more turquoise here, but believe me, it is that 7-Up green on that vinyl. Yeah, so great stuff. For sure, it will cool you down on a warm summer's day. Highly recommend it. Funk, soul, just great. Next one out, which is also another record that I picked up from Juno because I could pre-listen to some of the tracks. Otherwise, I don't think I would picked it up. But this is a Japanese record with the artist Mayumi Ito. And this one is called Stay With Me. As you can see, it's actually got an English title on it. And this one came out originally in 1990. This is a reissue from, I think, last year, if I'm not mistaken. Anyhow, it's good. It's good stuff. Nothing mind-blowing, really. It's got a bit of that R&B tint to it, but also has moments of what some people called in especially the late 80s sophistopop. And I love myself some Blow Monkeys, Swing Out Sisters and things like that, and this is right up my alley. But it's sung in Japanese at times and sometimes in English, and I don't mind at all. I was just really curious of collecting some more Japanese music, even from way back in time, like 1990, what they call city pop. Yet another genre that I wasn't familiar with, but this one is categorized under that, apparently. If the city pop that Mayumi delivers on this album doesn't cool you down on a warm summer's day, I'm not really sure what is going to do it for you. From some Japanese city pop, or sophistopop, as I said, we're now going over to Italy again. It's time for yet another classic in the genre of Italo disco. Rick Fellini, this time around, with Welcome to Rimini.
You will make a love forever, Rimini. You will live Italian like a paradise. All in all is beautiful, Neverland.
I talked about this one in one of my really early episodes here on this channel. It's one of my favorite Italo disco tracks from the 80s. I believe this one came out in 1983, if I'm not mistaken. It does say 85 here on this one, but I know it was released earlier, but I bought this one in 85. Because it was featured on a Max Mix kind of a compilation that I was listening to. And I was so happy when I picked it up, and I am still very happy it's in my collection. It's just a nice dancey track from Rick Fellini. I don't believe he did much more after this one. Could this have been his only single he ever released? The only record he ever released? Yeah, it might be so. It's a shame, because I think he did a good job, sings well, it's a catchy tune, and we're just in Rimini, right? So, summer on the beaches, on the streets of Rimini, yeah, this all smells and sounds like the summer. Rick Fellini, welcome to Rimini. Okay, I'm going to round off things here with another new release. Another compilation. It's this one. It's something that my dear friend Tim also recommended over on his channel last week, and I just had to pick up. So yet another one that dropped in my mailbox this week. And what a great compilation. Moxie, The Sound of Love International, number 7. as it says down here. And yeah, once again, another one with a number on it, so I just have to check out the other volumes as well. Yeah, can be an expensive affair, because if the other volumes, I would say, are anything like this, they are worth picking up. It's a mixture of house, techno, I would say some Balearic or perhaps Italo influences here as well. And it's filled with stuff, this one, just great stuff. And not all of them are new tracks. Some of them are older tracks from 2020, for example. One of my favorite tracks, Eden Burns, Big Bark Manifesto, is one of my favorites, and that happens to be from 2020. But I never heard any of these tracks before, so what a great way to collect a lot of what I would think rare 12 inches that have come out over the years. And they're all here on the new Moxie collection, number 7, The Sound of Love International. Well, that does it for this Friday Crescendo, and hopefully I gave you some inspiration for some new records, some old records that you can take into the weekend to perhaps cool you off or just get you dancing. Either way, I'm happy if I could inspire you to listen to some of these records. I will be back certainly next week, next Friday, with yet another installment of this Friday Crescendo. And something I alluded to last time is going to happen next Friday, and that is the topic of celebs that all of a sudden decides, I want to make a record, I want to sing, I want to release it to the world. That's what I'm going to talk about next Friday. But there will be something in between in the start of next week as well. And yeah, it will be something interesting, something good, I promise you. Until then, you all stay cool, you all take care of yourselves and keep listening to the music. And as usual, I bid you aye.
I am Ramses. I have been alone for so many centuries, but tonight I feel like dancing.
One-man show, it's moving real slow, but it's picking up speed as I'm turning the key. Coming up, coming up, coming